The opening scene in any movie is incredibly important. It establishes the tone and the mood of the movie and has to make sure that people are glued to their seats for the remaining 2 hours or so.
सचिन का 6
पर खोसला साहब को क्या हुआ?
और पता नहीं जी, इन्होंने कभी किसी को कुछ बता के किया होता ना। बस मैच खत्म हुआ तो देखा वहीं सोफे पे लुढ़के पड़े थे।
The opening scene might depict different emotions in different movies, but if well directed, it will have its desired effect.
I always liked you, Don.
Me too, TJ. I've also always liked me.
So here is our list of top 10 Bollywood movie opening sequences. Number 10, Golmaal. Golmaal is the first installment in the Golmaal series, which is directed by Rohit Shetty, and we all can agree that it is the best one. It starts off with Sharman Joshi and Tushar Kapoor collecting chanda for their dean in an admission line, and they force Arshad Varsi to give them the money. And as he is doing that, Ajay Devgan stops him. After a hilarious back and forth between the two parties and all the students giving them the money in the end, the roles get reversed. We find out that it was Ajay Devgan's idea to extort the money from the college kids and force Sharman and Tushar to do so. It is simply hilarious as it introduces the characters to us in the best way possible. Number 9, Don 2. Don 2 has probably the best opening action sequence in Bollywood, which makes all the other opening sequences look dull. With exceptional fight choreography and high intensity that keeps us on the edge of our seats, it introduces Don as the badass character that he is, and yeah, it has the best use of 3D ever made in Bollywood films. Number 8, Omkara. Directed by Vishal Bhardwaj, Omkara illustrates the politics in the rural areas of India.
धागे के इंगे बेवकूफ और होंगे चूतिया, और जो धागा खींच लो तो कौन है बेवकूफ और कौन है चूतिया करोड़ रुपए का प्रसंग.
The opening scene hits us hard because of a badass dialogue in the Western UP accent by one of the Bollywood actors who you would never guess would play a role like this, Saif Ali Khan. Soon, you see that he means business. He calmly aims and shoots the gun at the bus which was intended to go to a wedding, and all this while the groom was sitting right next to him. Number 7, Andaz Apna. One of the most ridiculously hilarious movies ever made in Bollywood history.
ये तेजा तेजा क्या है? ये तेजा तेजा
Starts off with an equally ridiculously hilarious scene. It mocks the Bollywood industry by showing certain cliché scenarios in which Amar, played by Aamir Khan, meets the actress Juhi Chawla out of nowhere and gives her a lift on his cycle as her car broke down, and she instantly falls in love with him. With perfect cameos by Juhi Chawla and Govinda and Aamir Khan being at his comic best, this is easily Bollywood's funniest opening sequences.
हाँ, गले लग गया.
Number 6, Rang De Basanti. Rang De Basanti is considered to be a Bollywood gem, and rightly so. The film hasn't aged in any sense at all and is still fresh in our minds even after 10 years. The film starts off by showing 3 freedom fighters in jail who we later learn are Lakshman Pandey, Sukhi Ram and Bhagat Singh. It's the day of their execution and you see no fear in them is what James McKinley, a British officer during the freedom fight, writes in his diary in the most poetic way possible.
और दूसरे जो रोते चिल्लाते मौत की तरफ बढ़ते हैं, और फिर मैं तीसरे किस्म के इंसानों से मिला.
Then you see the freedom fighters being geared up for their execution to a scintillating background by A.R. Rahman, which gives you the chills. And then you see the granddaughter of the British officer reading the diary and being as engaged as we are in the movie by now. Number 5, Special Chabdis. When you are watching a movie about the people who robbed the Opera House in 1987, you have your guesses as to how those conmen used to do their robberies, and it is perfectly depicted in the opening sequence where Akshay Kumar and Anupam Kher are conducting interviews for CBI officers. And then the story goes on to a flashback where Akshay Kumar and his fellow conmen, with the help of some support officers, go and conduct a tax raid. And after they are done, the officials realize that they were fake CBI officers who ran away with all the tax money. And this sets the mood for the biggest heist in the movie. Number 4, Chak De India. Just imagine you're playing for India in the Hockey World Cup against Pakistan and you're 1-0 down in the last 2 minutes. You miss a shot that could have given you the chance to take the match into a penalty shootout and possibly win it as well. You would be devastated, wouldn't you? This is exactly what happened to Kabir Khan. Later, he is accused of match fixing by the media just because he shook hands with the Pakistan captain, is considered as a Gaddar, and is exiled from his home because of the people staying around.
आपको नहीं देखना तो मत देखिए, मुझे सब देखना।
A pretty tragic starting, but it helps set up the mood of the movie and is important for the character arc of Kabir Khan. Number 3. Munna Bhai MBBS. Munna Bhai MBBS was the directorial debut of Rajkumar Hirani, who has now brought us movies like Lage Raho Munna Bhai, Three Idiots and PK. You could see in the first 4 minutes of the first movie he has directed that he is gonna make wonderful movies. The movie starts with a man jogging who sees Arshad Wasi sitting on a bench with his gun. He starts following the man and then starts shooting at him. He then gets into a taxi which is driven by Sanjay Dutt, who drives him away from Arshad Wasi and then starts running away from him. He then leads him into a house where he is working with Arshad Wasi, where they together do extortions.
गन दिखाने को बोला था, तू अक्की मुंबई में घुमा घुमा कर गोलियां चला रहा था, किसी को लग जाती तो?
और भाई टेंशन क्या को लेता है? नकली गोली है, लगेगा मुझे झटका लगेगा खाली।
And as the scene continues, you begin to realize how hilarious this movie is gonna be. Number 2. Gangs of Wasseypur. The first thing you hear in this movie tells you a lot about the whole film. Then starts the shooting, the chaos, and a planned raid in the house led by Sultan, where they want to kill the family for reasons we don't want to spoil. After the raid is complete, Sultan has been betrayed and killed. The opening leaves you puzzled yet really excited for the rest of the 2 movies. Number 1. Three Idiots. Another Rajkumar Hirani film that starts off on a high note. We see R. Madhavan getting a call during takeoff and think that he has been given some kind of a bad news because of which he gets a heart attack. But as soon as the plane lands and he is being moved for medical care, we see that he was faking all of it. He calls Sharman Joshi, and then we see at what lengths they go to meet their friend Rancho, just shows us how important he is to them. This makes us ask the question as to why they would go through so many problems just to meet him, which sets the tone for the rest of the movie.
He's in Shimla.
Do you agree with our list? Let us know in the comments below. Like and share this video and subscribe to Brainwash for more videos like these.